Hello Starlets, I'm Sarah from Everyday Starlet. Welcome to my channel. We're bringing a little bit of glamour to everyday life. If you want to join my Starlet squad, be sure you hit that subscribe button. It's actually been a while since I've done an updated how I do my base makeup video, so I thought maybe I would do that because I'm getting ready to go to a comedy show tonight. Done a lot of shows this week. I have some footage, so hopefully I'll kind of insert those at the end of the video, so if you want to see some clips from what I've been doing with comedy. So I thought I would show you my base makeup and then just do a little bit of a chatty, get ready with me kind of video. So yeah, so I'm gonna start. I have actually done my skincare and I'm going to start with the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer, which I've done reviews. This is favorite primer. Love it. I got to admit, for those of you, because I feel like I'm going to get comments that my skin's looking red, because I've been getting those a lot lately. Mostly on older videos, but my skin is a little off lately with the redness because I was stupid and I had some food that had soy in it earlier in the week. And my skin is paying for it now. So that's why my skin is red. I knew that was going to happen, but you know what? Sometimes you see food in front of you and you're like, I know I'm going to regret this. Now that I've applied my primer, I'm going to use my Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I use the shade Nude. This is my favorite foundation. I feel like it's full coverage and it makes my skin look good, but it's not super heavy, and I love it. And I'm actually going to use my Clarisonic foundation brush, which I really should clean, but I haven't had a chance to. This is my Clarisonic Mia 2 because I had it and I wasn't using it for anything else, so it's now officially my foundation brush holder. I really love this foundation brush. I've done a whole review on it, but I really like it. And it's hard to talk to you while I'm doing this because it makes a loud humming sound, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I'm blending this in. I want to give you a little update. I know I haven't actually filmed any workouts or fitness stuff in the past, or this video or the last video, but I have to be honest, I've been working out. I've been fitting in all my workouts. I haven't been feeling very cute lately. And I think this bulking phase is kind of starting to catch up with me. And I've been putting on more weight that I don't think is just muscle than I was really very happy about. I don't know, when it comes to setting up the camera and doing like full body shots of me working out, I just haven't been feeling it this week. So hopefully I'll get back into that. When this week is over, I will have 1 month left of the Flat to All That workout, which I'm doing. I do think I'm putting on some muscle. Some days I'm like, oh, I'm looking good. Some days I'm like, oh, I don't know. So, you know, it's, I keep trying to remind myself that it is a process. I'm just doing my beauty blender thing to blend everything in. Yeah, I have to remind myself that this is like, it's a journey, and you know, there's gonna be ups and downs in your journey. I actually have, because like my digestion has been like terrible lately. I've been feeling really bloated and just really crappy, and my weight has been kind of shooting up quicker than I would like it to. It's not out of control, but it's just, I feel like it's definitely not all muscle that I'm gaining. I'm definitely gaining more body fat than I'm comfortable with. I did actually go back in today and just kind of, I think I've been trying to do the intuitive eating thing. I don't think it's been working all that well. I went back in and was looking at what I've actually been eating, and I'm like, wow, I'm not getting nearly enough protein. I'm getting way too much fat. My carbs were actually okay because I'm so used to like not eating carbs that they hadn't gotten out of hand, but yeah, my fat content had been like insane. Healthy fats and stuff, but still, like, you know, it's not good to go overboard with anything. I'm hoping I'll get back on track, and I'm still eating more calories, more carbohydrates, but I need to kind of get back on track as far as like not going overboard on my fats and making sure that I get enough protein. So I'm gonna kind of readjust, and hopefully next week, after making some changes, I'm hoping that maybe I'll feel a little bit better. I have a new one of these, I just haven't opened it up yet. This is my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and this is in the shade Honey, and I use this to color correct because I've tried a lot of color correctors. I have a whole video about them. I have a whole video about just about every kind of makeup product, and I like this one the best. I think as far as coverage and not creasing and doing the best job, I enjoy it. I actually started reading the Lewis Howes The School of Greatness book this week. I really like it. I kind of felt like I was a little self-help booked out for a while. I was just reading all of them. After I used the color correcting, I used the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla to just cover up the rest of what's going on under my eyes. So anyway, I've been doing a lot of self-help books and stuff for inspiration, motivation. I thought I was kind of like self-help booked out. So I was like, I'll read that one later. But I was like, no, I bought it. I might as well pick it up and read it. And I've actually really been enjoying it. I highly recommend it. I'm only like about halfway through. But yeah, I think, I don't know. I've been getting a lot of useful tips. And it's been very motivating for me in kind of this stage in my career. I'm actually going to do my brows now. I've been going with a slightly darker brow shade. This is the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and this is medium brown because I don't know, I've just been, it's not like super dark on me, but I've just been going for a slightly darker, more dramatic brow. I don't spend a whole lot of time on my brows. I know some people do. And, you know, maybe I don't have the best brows of anybody in the biz because I don't spend a whole lot of time on them, but I just don't have a lot of patience for brows. I mean, I used to never even touch them because I just felt like any makeup I put on them made them more noticeable, and I didn't want them to be noticeable because I just felt, because my hair was so light and my brows are kind of like a medium color anyway. Now I'm like, I kind of feel like I need to do something to them, but I don't have the patience to do a whole lot. Now I'm gonna use my Benefit Gimme Brow, and I just go over this just to kind of, it like softens the pencil I think a little bit, and then gives it a little bit more fullness, a little bit more volume. Next I'm gonna put some Urban Decay Shadow Primer Potion on my lids, and I've mentioned this in other videos. I use the Baby Beauty Blender to blend this in. You don't need to. You can use a regular beauty blender or your fingers or anything you want. I just bought it, so I feel like I have to use it. I don't know what I'm gonna do for eye makeup today. I did not plan that part out before I started my makeup. So I'm gonna go back to that and just do the rest of my makeup later because I don't know what I'm doing. And this is basically my base makeup video, so I'm gonna focus on my base makeup. I'm gonna take my RCMA No Color Powder. I use the smaller setting brush and just set under my eyes. And then I'm gonna use my bigger brush to set the rest of my makeup. So as far as my career has been going, my comedy career comeback, I've been trying to get up on shows as much as possible. It's weird. I went like 2 days last week without doing a show, and by the third day I was like, I have to get on stage, which is a good sign for me because I can kind of get a little bit lazy about it and just be like, well, I'm writing, or I'm gonna watch comedy or something like that. And not that I don't love performing, because I do, but it's not always easy to get to a show, and it's kind of like going to the gym. Like, you know it's good for you, and you want to do it, and you're motivated, but like actually getting yourself like in your car and driving there and whatever. And most shows that I have to go to are not close by. Most of them are quite the drive in traffic and stuff, so there's not a whole lot of shows in my hometown. More than there ever have been, but not a lot. So I have footage this week from probably Monday's show, which was local. Then I was gonna get to a show Tuesday. Couldn't get to one Tuesday. Couldn't get to one Wednesday. So I did one in Rhode Island on Thursday. I don't know how good the footage is of that. It was a little weird because it was kind of in a basement and the microphone got lost. Kind of felt like a weird underground meeting as opposed to a comedy show, but there was that. And then tonight I am actually doing a fundraiser. A very good friend of mine is putting together a fundraiser for his church, and I'm gonna be performing on that, so hopefully I'll get some footage of that. And I will try to put in some clips from those shows if I can get any footage from them at the end of the video, so you can check that out. Okay, the next thing that I'm gonna do, I'm not a blush person, and partly because my cheeks are naturally quite red and flushed, and even when I put makeup on, you know, I have more texture on my cheeks and I do have a lot of redness on my cheeks. So I've played around with blush, but I've never really fallen in love with it. But I stumbled across this completely on accident, and I've been really liking it. So I'll share this tip with you. Don't know if it's for everybody. If you like a real intense blush, not a good option. But if you're somebody who just wants a little bit of color, but you don't want to go full on blush, I bought this Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Mood Light. And I bought this because I did a review of all the ambient lighting powders. Tried this, kind of liked it on my cheek area, but like it was just too dark. It's almost like a nudie kind of color. And it was just too dark for me to just dust all over my face. But I thought maybe it'll work as a blush. And it's not really a blush. I think it's more of just like it's not a full-on highlight because it's so natural, but I've just really been loving it for just giving my cheeks just that slight hint of glow. And again, they are naturally rosy anyway, so I don't need a lot. And it's subtle enough so it gives me a shimmer but doesn't emphasize too much of the texture on my cheeks. I really like it. Not going to be an option for everybody, I realize, but for me, and especially because I bought this to test it and I needed to get some use out of it, I was like, that's a way I could get some use out of it, and I actually really like it for that. Now, instead of doing like a straight up contour, I haven't really been doing that quite so much. Sometimes I will on a special occasion, but most of the time I'm not really into doing too much of a strict contour. I've just been using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, which I'm sure you've heard every beauty YouTuber or blogger talk about this. Smells amazing, like summer, which now that it's cold out, we need. I need that reminder that it's not always going to be cold and miserable. So this helps. I love this. It's such a subtle color. I did a whole like bronzer review and everybody was like criticizing my technique, which is fine. I realized I probably did go way too heavy with some of the bronzers, but with this I never feel like I can go too heavy with it. Like I feel like no matter how hard I try to pile it on, like I just, you can't screw it up. I mean, that's why I love this one so much. For those of you that are probably gonna ask, it is the light bronzer. I think the other one is just called bronzer. This one's the light one. I haven't tried the other one, but I'm really happy with this one. So, and the way I apply it is kind of like a contour, but kind of not. I focus on the outside of my face, and I kind of do this like number 3. So kind of in the places I would contour, but I'm not like concentrating the contour. And I feel like it just gives me kind of that natural sculpted effect. It works for my face because my face is quite wide, and I don't have much of a cheekbone. So instead of attempting to really sculpt a cheekbone, I just kind of go for a subtle bronze effect because my face is wide, so I want the darkness to be on the outside and, you know, the contour to kind of be on the outside of my face, under the cheekbone, and on the jawline, because those are the wider parts of my face, so that works for me. If you have more of sort of a rounded or square kind of face, the technique might work for you. If you have a more narrow face, it might not be the way you want to go, but everybody's face is different. So yeah, speaking of winter and the bronzer and stuff, it's actually, we have some sunlight today. The beginning of the week was just so miserable, and we set our clocks back so that it gets dark so early nowadays, and just the cold weather sort of hit here in New England just like kind of all of a sudden. So I have to admit, like, I feel like this week, like, my seasonal depression just, it's been kicking my butt. So anything I can do, like doing a little bit of bronzer or like getting some sunlight or just trying to stay positive. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a long winter if it's already hitting me this bad and we've barely even begun. So we'll see where this goes, but add a little bit of shimmer to try to make me look perkier. I'm gonna use the Kylie highlighter. Yeah. This is the Kylie Jenner Pressed Illuminating Powder in Cotton Candy Cream. I have become obsessed with this. This has become like my go-to everyday highlighter because I just always feel like I look better and I feel better when I throw it on. I throw it on tops of my cheekbones, tip of my nose, my cupid's bow. I go into the brow bone, although I usually have my eye makeup on at this point. I just haven't decided on my eye makeup yet, so I just kind of throw it under there. Pretty much any place that I want to highlight. And it just gives me that illuminated glow. I have to figure out what I'm wearing tonight so I can decide what I'm doing with my eye makeup and my lipstick, but that's how I have been doing my base makeup. If I decide that any place looks a little heavy and I need to blend it in, I just kind of go over it. I didn't put any more powder on this brush. I just kind of go over it with my powder brush, blend everything together, and voila. So yeah, I'm gonna have a show tonight. Really good lineup. A lot of, actually, I think everyone on the show is a very good friend of mine. So in fact, everyone on the show was actually in my wedding. There you go. So yeah, so I'm super excited about the show tonight. Hopefully I will get some footage of that. And yeah, I'm gonna insert some footage from some of my comedy shows if you want to know what I've been up to. I've been writing a lot, so I'm trying out a lot of new stuff. Writing for me tends to consist of me like walking around my house ranting about stuff. I look a bit like a crazy person, and then I'm either on my phone trying to record myself to see if any gems come out, or I'm like frantically writing it down and stuff. So deep in the creative process, but I've been loving it. I've been back in the game and just really passionate about it, which is good. So my fitness, I've been adjusting and working on, really excited about it. Comedy has been, I mean, I'm working hard, and I'm kind of like just starting from the basics. I kind of was doing that with fitness too, so I kind of feel like, you know, my comedy and my fitness journey kind of are coinciding a little bit as far as like taking a step back and, you know, just really trying to work from the ground up to get better. So yeah, I'm gonna insert some clips of my comedy sets. You can check those out. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, anything you'd like to see, let me know. Leave those in the comment section below. I love to hear from you. Love your suggestions. A while back, I was suffering from anxiety and depression, and I truly believe that beauty and health and fitness and comedy and just bettering myself truly saved my life. And I believe it can save yours too. So if you want to join my Starlet Squad, be sure you hit that subscribe button. You can follow me on all my social media channels. Links will all be in the description box below, along with links to all these products. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check out the video clips, and I hope you join me next time.
No, but I'm really good at parallel parking, and I think women in general are better at parallel parking than men are. Because I think we're just better at spatial relations. You know what I mean? Like, I've been in cars with guys where they literally drive right by a space. I'm like, what are you doing? There was like a mile there. And they're like, my car would never fit in that space. No, my car's huge. My car would demolish that space. Really? Yeah, I'm sure that space is terrified of your Prius.
I've been looking forward to the show all day. Really embarrassing experience today. I met someone, and I asked them when their baby was due. And some of you guys know where I'm going with this, yeah. Turned out they were just overweight. I know, I was so embarrassed. I mean, so was he.